Good morning to day 404 of what is day 15 of the full build. Guys are here. What will I be at? 9:30. Just had a quick briefing with them about the Infinity Edge. We've had the issue because the Infinity Edge itself has not been plastered the same size all the way through, as I showed you last night in the video, which I haven't uploaded yet, which you will see later. But the actual Infinity Edge itself, if I spin it around and show you. So the Infinity Edge itself should have a row of 10 mosaics on the top and then 3 off the side, 3 off the side. So in total, we're going to use one whole sheet. The sheets are 13 by 13 tiles, that is. So you'll have 10 on the top, 3 on the other side, and then there's another 3. I think we're going 6 on this side. So what we'll be doing is hanging the tiles 3 over, as you can see. 3 over that way, and in here we can lose, with the adhesive, we can lose this side. So this side isn't too bad. So we'll be able to put 13 all the way along to here, but when we get to this edge isn't too bad. So again, I hang the same 3 over. As you can see, we're hanging over by 3/4 of an inch. So my sleeping pattern last night gave me thought, and the thought was we're going to land up taking this out by 3/4 of an inch. So today we're going to plaster the front. So I've just spoken to them now about doing that. Now all the way down here it's pretty much the same. It's 3/4 all the way along. But when you get to here, we do have a fat corner. So over here again, we're going to come over here by 3. So as you can see, we're slightly over, but again we can lose that. So we're going to have to plaster the top of this because this is going to have to come up. But when you get down to this corner, we have a real issue in as much as you take the 3 over and we're shorter. So we're going on this corner here, we're going to have to grind this corner off. We're going to have to cut this corner and then down here hilt it to the point where we lose that into this corner in order to be the 10 that we need. So that's the plan. So unfortunately it is a plastered front all the way along, so that's going to take up time. Today was going to be about putting the mosaic tiles all the way around here and starting potentially to mosaic all that piece here and again around here, but obviously Mason's going to have to work on this now. So we're going to have to hack into this, score it up, we're going to have to get some ball bond on there, and then we're going to have to look at mosaicing all of that, obviously all that after we've done this piece. But I think it's worth it. In an ideal world I wanted all of this mosaic, but at the moment we're going to be plastering potentially the grey up to that, and then we'll be running a 6 off the back. As you can see, look how much it hangs off. So that's what we're going to be doing there. With regards to the rest of the plans for today, Sherman's doing the manholes today. So the manholes were delivered, but they weren't painted, and I didn't think you had to, but obviously because of the gases that come, the natural gases that come from waste, it actually corrodes and starts reacting with the metal. So what we're doing here is we're taking up each one of the manholes, and I'm pretty sure it was Brewster that recommended it. Fair play to you. All of the actual manholes themselves are off the floor because they should have been put in. So the 2x4 should have been placed in sideways, not lengthways. So as a result of that, we've got 3 to 3.5 inch recesses with a 2-inch piece of aluminium. So now the manholes and the weight that will be bared on those manholes is now just on those screws. So great point from Brewster. We're going to put some mortar into each one of these. I'm pretty sure it was Brewster. Forgive me if it wasn't. Might have been Trevor, one of these two. Anyway, so underneath here we're going to land up putting mortar underneath the 4 corners to ensure that now we have mortar taking the weight of the manholes and anyone that stands on them. And then we're going to spray a black paint underneath the brackets themselves, and then every manhole that we have up at the moment, case in point, number 4, we're going to give a quick wipe and we're going to spray the inside so that the gases that come up don't react with the metal. So example is, I don't know if this is obviously what's causing it, this is one manhole that isn't really used because this is actually to the apartment, but obviously it gets the gases coming through. You've got that sort of pattern appearing on it already. I'm not too sure if it is from that. Also, we went out yesterday and tried to find the biggie, as they call it, which is the square pipe. We didn't have any, so none in stock. So we bought the actual hopper that we can make here, which is square. We bought the 90 and the 45 degree angles we're going to need, and now we're waiting for the pipework to come in. But again, we'll mount a hopper just here, which will collect the water from this. It'll also collect the water from the patio. It'll go into the hopper, and that will come along and come into here. So we'll get that sorted out today. As you can see, all the manholes are up, so we're going to get those all done. We've got to be careful we don't drop any mortar down here. In fact, it wouldn't be a bad thing if we got mortar in this one, because this is the one I told you about in the moment. The water is actually going underneath the pipe. I can't see because it's dark, but I can in real life, but not on the camera. But on the cameras, you might be able to see just underneath that pipe is a gap, and there shouldn't be a gap. That should be benched completely, and it's not. So again, one thing that we've made a mistake on, all of the manholes are the same width. They're about 24 inches, so it's not enough space to get down, turn or crouch. So we've got manholes that can't take a man. I'm pretty sure the clue is in the name. Again, this top is reacting. So again, it wouldn't be bad if we actually get some mortar down there, but I don't know how we're going to do it. The only way you're going to do it really is if someone's lowered down by their feet. So if anybody wants to come along and be a test guinea pig for us to lower down by your feet, give me a shout. We'll have you tomorrow morning. We have to sort out this edge as well. I've been talking about the edge. The edge around here is obviously was put in temporarily just to hold the water back. So it's done its job, but it is bloody horrible. And it's not straight. So I don't know if we can make that good, but I think we're probably better off knocking it out and putting some stones in there. So again, anyone knows anyone on the island that does stones, I mean, there's a pre-Conco, but I think what we need to do is find some form of 2-inch by 16 inch slab that we can cut in half. We can dig down, put some cement and sand down there, and actually have some slabs that go all the way along, but they've got to be bloody dead straight. I need somebody that can install them with a line. They need to go all the way around the outer, all the way along, and we obviously need to take a massive proportion of this soil out because it's just too high. You can see the hill going down that way, and you can see it coming down this way. So we can probably get that scraped out and put it into here to raise this side so it leans that way. So it might not look so bad, but as you can see, this is how high we need to be, just here. But you're going up Mount Everest here, look. So a bit of a pain, a bit of a faux pas. I need maybe a bobcat for an hour or 10 human beings for a week. So I'd probably go with the bobcat option. So the bobcat would be able to scrape all of this and get it over, and then go over it and just try and level it all out, and then human beings finish it off. I think that's probably the best bet. So that's where we are with that. Sherwin did, obviously I showed you last night on the video, Sherwin did start weed sheeting the front here, so we put some weed killer down just to finalise the front, and we've got some weed sheets down. So he's cut it into 4 pieces, which is unfortunately a little bit of an issue. So we're probably going to take it up, make sure we get all the grass killed, put it back down again. As you can see, the grass is holding it up. So the grass will die eventually, but obviously it's not doing the weed sheet any favours. It needs to be flat like this. And then what we need to do ideally is get it rolled and then take up the sheets and try and get it completely leveled as best we can. So there's no potholes, there's no lumps like here. Try and get it as rolled as possible, and then put these 4 sheets back down, pin them down, and then put 1 big sheet over the top. And then we've got the AstroTurf that's come. Finally, Koyman sorted out the AstroTurf. Took 3 months. Each roll went up by 400 in that time, and they tried to pass the 800 on to me. And I was like, that is not happening. So we now have the 2 rolls here. They're bloody expensive. I think they're 6 foot wide by about 8. They should be 83 foot long. So I don't know whether they've confirmed these are exactly the same as the last ones. They should be. And we've gone for that thick grass as well. So they do a number of different thicknesses. This is the stuff we've gone for. So it's a very thick, natural looking grass. I'm sure it'll stay on here somewhere, the length. It does say something, but it looks like it's in some form of different language. Anyway, so we'll roll those out once we've actually got it done. And what you should really do, certainly if it's a walkable area, is you're meant to put down like a marl that's rolled and gone hard, and then a type 1 or type 2 over the top that's rolled again, so you've got a solid surface. Pretty much what you would put underneath a concrete, and then you're meant to put it down, but it's not going to be a walkable area. So we're going to cheat, and we're going to get the weeding done, the weed sheets down, get it as level as possible, and then roll the grass over it for now. Worst case scenario, we can roll it up later on and redo it again. But and again here, I don't know what they do here, but obviously we do need to stick these together. So because it's 6 foot and down here is about 10 foot, we're going to need to obviously cut 4 foot off of the other one, and we're going to have to stick those together. So I'm not too sure if they provide that tape, so I'm going to have a look at that. Anyone in the island know somewhere that does a tape that would do, let me know. But they definitely need to be taped together before you roll them down, as far as I'm aware, that's for sure. So I'm going to have to think about that. It's going to be a bloody grippy tape, that's for sure. Okay, so I'll leave you to it for now. I'll check in with you throughout the day to show you any changes that have gone on. Thanks for watching. Thanks to any new subscribers. I think we've actually gone up to sort of late 850s now, so that's good news. So thanks for watching, and I'll check in with you later on throughout the day. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up below. Okay, we're at 1:10. Quick update. I had a bit of an issue this morning. We haven't had any poor men, they just turned up now. They got called off to another job, so unfortunately we've lost another 4 or 5 hours. Today was meant to be completion day, by the way. We're meant to be complete and jumping in swimming pool this afternoon. That ain't happening. So it was a 2 to 3 week job. We're now, this Sunday will be the 3rd week, as you know, day 15 today. So we've made good progress, obviously, and it's looking good, but certainly over budget when it comes down to time. And now that we're tiling, it's over budget with money as well. That's added 17,000 to the job, tiling this front piece. Anyway, it should look good once it's done. So, as you can see, mosaics are starting to go on, which is good. Let me show you the front edge. So we decided, obviously, to go along with the plastering. So as a result of plastering, we have to do the dreaded. So it's been hacked into, and it's had the ball bond put on, and ball bond put on reasonably well as well. So we've decided on these sides to leave them as they are, but we're going to disc grind the end of this off, as I said on the last part of the video. So that will do that, hopefully. So we're going to get that plastered. I was hoping that was going to be plastered this morning, but they've had to take the mason away. So anyway, we've got sun tiles going on. I think it's more to pacify me rather than where it is. As you can see, it's starting to go on, which is good. The colour, that's the colour we're going for. It's a light blue. It's probably the best blue we've actually got to go with the colour we've actually got down there, as you can see on that block. So hopefully it should go with it. I think obviously once the actual water's in anyway, everything turns a bit more of a blue. So I think that will end up being darker than it looks on that stone anyway. As you can see, it's gone quite light in the sun, but obviously under the water, it will go slightly darker. The whole pool will look very, very blue. Obviously these sky blue ones, we're going to take these mosaics right to the very end of the sun shelf. We're going to do the very top of the sun shelf all the way along. All of these steps, but the front of the steps and the front of here will be the plaster. And then from the end it'll be cut off, and we'll take a row of 6 all the way around the pool itself. So from here you'll see 6 tiles. The top's going to now be mosaics, which I think is the best idea. It does mean we're going to have to obviously take the plaster or adhesive up higher to be level with the tiles themselves. But yeah, and they'll obviously that will finish off the top edge, so the mosaics will now be level with here. So yeah, starting to look good. I'm not too sure how long it's going to take. I'll find out today. But I would say, if I was to hazard a guess, it's going to be at least another week. So we'll see. Sherwin's at the back doing the manholes. He's been spraying and concreting. Let me show you what he's been up to. As I said earlier on, the aluminium reacts with the gases from sewage, so they're being sprayed on the inside. If I show you over here as well. So we've put some concrete underneath there, so thanks for the suggestion, guys. And then we obviously got that sprayed with black, and then the inside of the manholes are black as well. We're not going to do the tops, we don't need to do that. It's just to ensure that there's no reaction, or if like we're preventing and delaying the reaction. So yeah, it's got those ones done, it's got that one done, that one's done, that one's done, that one's done, and he's now down the side at the front, bless him, with a mask over his face. Trying to hide the smell of my family. We also do... Oh, very boggy. We also do need to look at getting this done whilst I'm here as well. I've been thinking about that. The air conditioner at some stage is going to be in there, so we're going to get some grills made, like the louver grills we've had made from Oran. We're going to get them put in there, probably about 18 inches wide, all the way along. So I don't know how wide that is. It's probably about 4 feet, so 4 foot by 1.5 foot. And we'll take that out and we'll have those screwed in so that the actual air can come through the basement from the house itself out and come out this way. And we are trying to look at having the manhole. We are looking to try and have the condensers housed in there if possible. But at the moment, the quote I've had is to have them put on the side, but they're going to be quite big, and I don't think that side recess is wide enough. We were going to go with the thinner, taller units with the fans on the side, whereas the big central systems normally are the big square with a fan on the top. So I'm not too sure to be able to go around there. So again, options here or somewhere else. Anyway, I've got to go and pick up my daughter from school. So I will be off in a minute, and I'll check in when I return to see if there's any impact, fingers crossed. I'll have a sand shelf tiled, that'd be nice. See you soon. Welcome back. We're at 20 to 5, everyone's gone. Friday night, Friday afternoon. Okay, so we've got some tiles on the wall, which I'll show you in a second. Manholes at the back are all done, sprayed in, concreted and set. Start the other ones on Monday. Have a good weekend, Sherman. See you later. Take care. Little legend. Yeah, so let me show you some tiles. Okay, so after our little slow start, unfortunately, we've got the first row of 6 from the steps. And we've got this row around to here. They look a lot lighter than I thought they were going to look. However, underwater they will change colour, and along with obviously the blue. We'll see how it's going to pan out. And what we have over here obviously is the infinity edge has been painted in, although they still haven't cut that tile. They should have done that, mainly because obviously this has got to be tiled all the way around. It's got to be plastered first. So Monday or tomorrow, they've said tomorrow, but I think that's just their that's their way of pacifying me. If they come tomorrow, great, but the first thing they'll do when they come either tomorrow or Monday is plaster the front with the 3/4 that we need, and the top, because obviously the top has got to be raised to the plastered element, so that the tiles obviously are completely level with the tiles themselves that are obviously on the main pool. So yeah, apart from cleaning this out, which will be done after they plaster that, so it's plastering this first and then taking the tiles all the way around the inside, coming over the top and coming down. So eventually we should have 10 mosaics on the top with a 3 drop on the back. So we're doing 6 in the pool and 3 on the other side. I initially did want all of that mosaicked, but mosaics can be temperamental, so I think less is more, as I always say. So I think the less mosaics we have, the least amount of problems we should receive. Obviously from the step itself, as I've said already on the video, so sorry to duplicate what I'm saying, but obviously from here you'll have mosaic completely all the way through to here and all the way across. So all of this is being done, all of the steps, all of that wall there, and all of the wall behind here, and then the plaster, the blue plaster, will come down the front and then into the pool. All this will be blue up to it, obviously, and then we'll do the grey inside the trough up to the top. So that's where we are so far. So unfortunately we didn't get a great deal done today, just purely because the guys were called to another job. But like I said, today was meant to be finished day in handover. 2 to 3 weeks, 3 weeks being today. So we're at 3 and still nowhere near finished. The pool guys, pump guys were in here yesterday. I haven't actually looked in there to see what's going on, so I might have a quick look a little bit later on, see where they are with that. I'm not too sure if any equipment's in there at the moment. I wouldn't have thought so. However, when I saw them yesterday when I returned, they looked pretty sweaty. So they've obviously been down there doing something. I'm also looking, I think it's called an IP4, which is the wireless controller. I'm trying to source one of those at the moment. They've left it to the last minute and I've forgotten I asked for it. So he's going to come back to me and let me know he's got one in stock, and if so, what the cost is. Looking at, I think it's a Pentair is the actual system itself. So Pentair do some wireless systems, but bear in mind the pools around the world, there's thousands of them. You would think that by now it would be very tech savvy. Every company would have their own iPad-y sort of looking thing on the wall somewhere where you can control. Oh no. The controllers I'm looking at look like something out of like a 1980s movie. So if anybody knows of any decent pool product that can control LED lights, temperatures and pumps, that maybe is like a third party independent that I can bolt onto a Pentair, let me know in the comments below. There has to be someone out there that's gone, shit, these guys are in the dark ages, let's come out with something amazing that is a bolt-on to these systems. If you're good at making pumps and you're good at making filters, etc., it doesn't mean you're the one that should maybe create the digital software to run it. So maybe there's someone out there that's come up with a decent third-party product that looks good and can work with all different products maybe. If there is, let me know, because I wouldn't mind having a look. I had a dabble today very briefly, and Pentair seemed to come up as the #1 provider, but their product looks pretty basic. So, and don't get me wrong, if it can be controlled by the phone, you don't need an internal panel. But in an ideal world, I don't want to be inside the house, get the phone out, open an app to do something. In an ideal world, I want something that will screen inside that I can just go to, tap, scroll down, turn off, turn on, turn up. I'd always like to do if I can. But at the same time, wirelessly with an app, I can dial into and control if I'm not around. So anyway, if anybody knows anything, let me know. I'm going to have a quick search around for this weekend as well, see if I can see anything myself. But we definitely need to get that done sooner rather than later. The guys are going to be finishing that in the next week. Now, I assume that I can still have everything running and not have to worry about that bolt on. I'm sure I can bolt that on after the event. So, but in an ideal world, I'd like to have the whole thing done and dusted and finished. The two things I don't think I'm going to be able to finish is obviously the wireless remote bolt on and the LED strips. I don't know when they're going to be getting here. So the LED strip install, again, what I'm going to be doing with that, I'll show you. I've already mentioned it, but obviously now you can see the conduit in. This will be taken out and the new conduit will go in when it arrives. But what we're going to do Monday is just to disc grind along to here, and then I'm going to disc grind up here and try and house it in this box here if I can. So the wireless driver and everything will be in there, so we'll be able to control the remotes from here, and at the same time try and get some power to there so that we can actually power them. So I need to speak to my man Mel on the electrical front to see what we can do. Now at the moment we actually got 8 tubes in there, and I don't know what the 8 tubes are for. I'm assuming, obviously 7 of them are definitely the LED lights. We've got 2 here and 5 along this wall, but there's a spare one there. So I'm assuming, never assume, but I'm assuming that is a conduit somehow coming from the pump house. In order to control anything inside the house, there's got to be a conduit here. Now that could be the return going to the house. So in the house itself, if I show you very briefly, there is a socket, a blank socket on the wall, which I'm under the impression is going to be where that's all controlled from. So it could be that conduit running to there, so that all of the lights then come through and can be controlled in there somehow to here. So what I need is power or a source to come to here so I can get it from there to here. Now, I'm not too sure how we're going to go about doing that, because at this present time, this basement is not connected to that one over there in any way, shape or form. And like the rest of the building, I assume that there's no form of conduit going through the building to try and access one side to the other. So in order to get to that, phew, God knows. No idea. I don't think there's anything coming through the pool this way. There's conduits certainly going through from the basements along here, connecting this building, but how we'd get them around there, I do not know. So yeah, a few problems potentially going to come. But if it's wireless, it doesn't really make any difference, because obviously there can be some form of wireless remote there. But again, it's got to be able to reach that. So from here to there, so there's got to be some form of wireless controller there that here can talk to. But again, if we could try and cable it, that would be 10 times better. But I don't think that's going to be the case, and I don't think we've got any conduit or ability to get from where it's going to be housed to here. There is electrical in here, don't get me wrong, but I'm pretty sure the electrical is ran through the conduits into this building, and this building has been fed through here into this building. So I'm sure we can get something to it somehow if we have to, but the cabling run I can see, I think it's going to be quite complicated. Anyway, I'm babbling too much for a Friday night. Let's get things over. Thanks for watching. Any new subscribers, thank you for signing up. I think we're about 856, 857 today, which is actually quite nice. So there's some new subscribers joining in, so thank you, welcome. Anything anyone wants to see in particular, certainly new people that are coming to the channel, let me know and I'll show you. And thanks for the comments so far. Some of you have helped this week, certainly with regards to, you know, balancing up the actual the framework in the drainage, spraying the underneath, for instance. There's a few things that we've had some help with on the channel, so I do appreciate that. And give me some feedback on the pool. What do you think so far? Anything you would change? Anything you would do different? Anything you think looks great? Any changes we should make? Let me know. I'm really looking forward to seeing those LEDs in. They look amazing. But anyway, I'll leave you to it. Have a great weekend. If there's anything that happens on the weekend, I will film. But if not, I will check in with you guys Monday. Thank you.